And welcome, everybody, to Round 6 of the Endurance Championship Series. We're glad you have joined us. This is the last round of the summer, so we're going to be wrapping things up. And most importantly, we're going to be going outdoors again because the rain has finally cleared for the day. We thought we might be running indoor, but the weather has changed, and so we're looking forward to this last round of competition, running in reverse on the outdoor track. My name is James. This is Jason. We're happy to have you guys. Thanks for hanging out on a Sunday night.
Yeah, sorry for the delay, but we're here.
You can go ahead and clear that one.
We're ready.
And we'll take you back to the pits where all of our drivers are standing by. I think we have 17 drivers on board tonight that we are looking forward to seeing this competition. What's that?
It was auto-repopulating for some reason.
Oh, okay. So now that we've got you guys, we'll run through what we've been talking about. As the drivers are starting to hop into their carts to run their qualifying session, we want to run a couple promos by you. So the first one is going to be the
6 hours of Canton. Yeah. So drivers out there, if you guys want to come out, sign up for the 6 hours of Canton. We are doing it September 21st. We'll be live on the stream for sure. But if you're out there saying to yourself, I don't know if I could race these races, there is a perfect example of how you absolutely can. His name's Aaron. He is here tonight. Drove in from Michigan and raced all afternoon. Is in very competitive times now, putting a team together for the 6 hours of Canton, and it's going to be a blast. We're going to have from noon to 4, family little fun time, and then 4 o'clock, Motorfest starts, auto show, bring everything out there, let's see it all, and then racing starts at 6 till midnight. $7,000 in prizes. I want to see everybody out here for the 6 hours of Canton.
Make sure you go to competitionkarting.net. That's going to be the new gateway to doing these signups. We've kind of consolidated some stuff there so that you have one place to go for information on these races. So the other thing we want to talk about and we want to touch on is going to be the exhibition of speed. And that's going to run 2 weeks prior to that. It's going to be a Friday night, September 6th. We're going to be racing at 7 o'clock. This is an open invitation to all of our drivers who want to just come have a fun Friday night and enjoy the different types of race formats that we have to offer here in Canton. Some of those include the boost button, the reverse track, the joker lanes, and also a little bit of endurance. So you can go to k1speedcanton.com, click on the blog, and there is a blog entry there that talks about the exhibition of speed. There are only 30 spots available, so make sure you go to the website, get signed up. It's only $120, and it is going to be a lot of racing. We think it's going to be about 4 hours or so plan on just spending the whole night with us, and you literally get to try all the different types of race formats we've got. So.
I love the exhibition. It's a very low, it's not a very... It's an open invite for all types of drivers. So you get to come out and try every different league we run here, and you'll get on the stream because, oh, wait, are we streaming it? Have we decided that yet? I think it's still up in the air. Let us know in the chat if you want us to stream it. Probably easiest way to do it, right?
Jason's going to put the pressure on me. Yeah. The plan is to not stream that because we want the casual drivers to come enjoy that.
Okay.
You guys can tell us in the chat what you want.
Yeah.
But there's another important stipulation. For those of you who are kind of on the fence about, well, I would come to this, but I'm not competitive. We've actually asked our top 5 drivers to not compete.
That's pretty... How do you tell the fastest people here not to drive? They're all really nice people, but like if I'm top 5, I'm like, I want to drive everything, right?
Yeah. Well, we said we just want to make this inviting to our most regular users without them feeling like they don't stand a chance in the competition.
That's a great idea. And they all were cool with it.
Yeah, they were.
That's awesome. It's not like we don't do other events that they can drive in, so that's pretty cool that they're on board with that. I think everybody agrees getting people in the seats and driving with us is too much fun. So I totally agree with letting it be open and casual, come in and drive and have fun.
We can touch more about some of the extended formats that the Exhibition of Speed is going to offer. As soon as we get these cars on a track, we're going to be running the scoreboard, and we're going to be watching the times in this 5-lap qualifier. So
who's in this one?
So we got Marshall, whose friendly name is Stitch, is on the board, and we got Rachel and Dominic. Those are the top 3 drivers in your point standings. We'll touch on the points here in just a minute. We're going to be watching especially this position 2 and 3 between Rachel and Dominic because that position is up for grabs tonight. Marshall, he's 10 points, 15 points in the lead. He does need to get a good result tonight, but it's a little less pressure than we have between Rachel and Dominic.
How close are they? I guess we'll find out shortly, but I know they're really close.
We'll touch on those in just a second here. So.
How many people are driving tonight?
I believe we have 17 drivers total.
So are we doing 2 qualifiers and a final? Or 1 qualifier and a final for both heats?
Always doing 1 qualifier.
Gotcha.
Let's follow Rachel as she goes around the track. Yeah, everybody gets 1 qualifier of 5 laps. It's very short. Then we'll throw you into A main, B mains. Those late races will last for 30 minutes with 1 kart stop.
So they're doing two finals.
2 total finals, yeah, an A main, a B main.
Gotcha, cool.
So reverse track direction, like we mentioned. So you're seeing Rachel go outside. We'll follow her in the reverse S's. If you followed along a couple of weeks ago, we did the GP format in the reverse direction as well. So Endurance is just kind of copying that for tonight. We keep the drivers in a series, or in a rhythm, I guess. Also getting to enjoy the outdoor track, because I almost took a video of this about an hour ago when it just poured here. But luckily, the track dried very quickly, and we're now under racing conditions, as Marshall already besting his lap of 39.8. Rachel not improving, still 40.2. Dominic staying right there with a 40.0, so the gaps are pretty close so far.
Whoops. Sorry about that. B-roll, but yeah, so Stitch on top, right? And no new guys in this. So this is pretty much like well, Mason, I guess, is the new one. And already in 3rd place, talking to Mason, this is his first endurance race. He was here a few times this week practicing qualifying and running his best times that he could. And talking to him, he was saying, I don't know if I'm fast enough to run with these guys. Running in 3rd place right now.
Yes. And
in
right
this qualifier.
And right kind of in the car number 21 there is Jensen, who is... I want to say leading the points. Where is he in the Junior League Championship? Let's follow the car 21. Zach, are you there? There we go.
Shout out to Zach on Cam Outside.
All right, so let me look up Junior League, Teen Cup officially. Yeah, so Jensen is sitting 3rd spot in the overall standings in the Teen League. That is a 12-month series. He's been doing great in that series. Really been improving over the last few rounds, so it's great to have him joining the Endurance tonight. Dominic D'Angelo going up to the top, the 39.7. 7.26 versus a 7.68. So the competition's pretty close here. Pulling up my times in the gap. Dominic and Marshall is 0.042 is the gap, and then back to Mason, 0.3 off the lead. So
very close times. I love, in talking to Aaron, the driver that came in, he was like, I've watched the stream.
Jensen jumping up the top there, 39.8. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're good. That is really good time. But he was impressed with how close the karts are. And look at these times. They are incredibly close.
Everybody in the 40-second range. Checkered flag now flying. Is anybody going to cross as Tristan jumps up there at the very end? 39.942, just besting Rachel Hart. So let's look at the total gaps on those. So between Dom and Marshall was a 0.038. Down to Jensen was a 0.1. Tristan was a 0.3. Rachel was a 0.32. And Mason a 0.37. So
yeah, Tristan and Rachel 0.319 and 0.320. That's incredibly close times.
Now they're going to run their practice pit stops just for the new drivers, so they know what it feels like going to the reverse track and entering the pit stops, electronically getting slowed down into the pits.
Got a bunch of people in the chat rooting for Dom on top so far. That is the time to beat.
So while we're talking about that, let's go talk about standings overall. So there's the top of the leaderboard, Marshall Miller with 128 points. So only 10 points separate the first and second spot. So Marshall, there's only a 1-point variance between each finishing position. So basically, Marshall has to maintain at least a 10-point or a 10 position advantage over Rachel. But then look at this, between second and third, you only have 5 points that separate Rachel and Dominic. We're going to be watching that battle as it transpires. Based on the qualifications so far, now obviously we haven't sorted the second qualifiers in here, but Rachel qualifying in 5th and Dom in 1st would make that a very close race.
Yeah, that's going to be definitely one to watch. And we haven't even run the second qualifier yet. So
Right. So there's still a possibility there could be somebody that jumps into that too, because we've got a lot of fast drivers in both heats tonight.
I mean, think about it. We could have 4 or 5 drivers best these times in the 39. Someone hits 38s, and all of those top drivers in that last qualifier are now starting, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th place somewhere in there.
Exactly. Yeah, and they definitely don't want to bump into the B main because that will destroy their points earnings for the night. So far, those times look pretty strong. Here's another interesting run between 3, 4, and 5. Look at the 97, 95, and 92 points between Sean, Giovanni, and PJ. Giovanni kind of upping his game on his last round of endurance, earning a few more points. PJ moving down a spot, but not outside the grasp of Sean. Obviously, Sean being our top rookie of the season. The next person down there is Brandon Kovac, which we'll talk about the rookies in just a second. Go ahead.
Every position matters.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I forgot what I was saying before that, but it's more important. But every position matters. I mean, those points are incredibly close.
So Sean looking to tie up or clinch the rookie number 1 spot if possible, but he's got to stay ahead of Brandon Kovac. Brandon is here tonight, as far as I know. I believe he's going to be in the second final and double checking. Brandon. He is not registered.
He's not here tonight.
I do not see him on the roster tonight.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's disappointing. So Brandon has been participating in a lot of different rounds, and he's been here practicing a lot. I wonder what happened. Anyway, Tristan maybe being able to capitalize on the second position. I'm not sure, so we'll see where Tristan sorts out. He qualified 4th fastest in that last round, so he only has 14 points between second and third right now. So,
wow.
Yes, we have our camera guy who wants to say something.
And Adam. Adam's covered up by the graphic.
Oh, hang on.
We're both on the same line.
There you go. What's up, Adam?
Wow, that's weird. We heard that Brandon, I think, slept in.
Oh no.
Or fell asleep and forgot about it. Oh. So that's why he's not here tonight.
For the final race?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well,
our foot cam is back.
Yes, we have a foot cam. Let's find out who we're on board with. Is it Tristan?
Is that actually Tristan? Running with the Nikes?
Oh, Tristan McCauley. Yes,
oh,
sorry. Not Tristan
okay.
McCaman, no.
Yep.
Yeah, so we get to watch that. We haven't seen the foot cam since our GP race a few months ago, so...
Complex Design in the chat asking if the dude with the boots and the rental helmet's back in the race. No, He's not. He didn't make this race. He'll be back, though. That was a chat favorite for sure. Maybe we can root for Tristan with the Nikes tonight.
Let me bring up your scoreboard so you see. While we were on this shot, let me try to figure out what turn he's on. So we should be able to see when he goes indoor and outdoor. That'll be the biggest.
Right there.
Okay, that's outdoor. So, okay, this is the right-hand turn through the S's. Off throttle. Now foot all the way to the ground. This is your long straightaway on the outdoor track as you turn a 90-degree left and then hit the garage door right there. This is the tricky corner into 4. He's going to give it a little bit of brake and then go all the way out to the outside barrier as he rushes into the middle of the track, gives a little bit more brake as he reverses the second and third turns, and then across the timing line. 40.93 so far. He's at the top of the leaderboard. We're also on board with our favorite, Katie Wise.
The Bull.
We always have it on board with Katie. It wouldn't be a competition without her.
Running up the back at 22, Colin
Gullett, nice to have him alongside as well.
Joseph Valentine jumped up top. 40.303, 2 laps in. So everybody's still warming their tires up.
And Joseph, who we also have an onboard with, I'm interested to see where he's going to line up, because if there's anybody who has a chance to spoil this competition between second, third, and maybe first, it's going to be Joseph.
Yep. I got sick of saying he set the fastest laps in the last stream. If you guys haven't seen it, go back, watch the Pro Endurance. He just, every single lap, he just set the faster lap, and we got sick of saying it. It was crazy. I mean, the kid is definitely a fast driver, so I cannot wait to see what he does with his times. We also have an onboard with our new guy from Michigan, already signed up for the 6 hours, Aaron Puckett, all the way from Michigan.
His very first time racing this track right now. He's never run outdoor. He's never run reverse, so this is completely new to him.
So as you guys see, 40.5, it is doable. Complex design, I'm calling you out, buddy. Sign up for the 6 hours. Get out here, run this race. It is so much fun. Mark Davis, another chat favorite.
Joseph Valentine posting that 39.8. We got to keep an eye on where that's going to line them up. You're trying to best Dominic D'Angelo at 39.6. That's the time to beat.
On board with Joseph here, going through the back carousel. Sharp right-hand turn lines you up. Let's see what his line is on this. This is always creative to see how the different drivers hit this turn here differently.
So we'll pick him up as Joseph comes into the inside. And right there. Whoops, not Mark. Sorry, there we go. The distinctive red helmet for him. Number 34 machine. Does he have anything as the white flag is going to fly? Nope, doesn't improve on that one. Still sitting at the 39.8 is his fastest time. We'll follow him as he goes outside, Zach. Holding that double S's as close as possible. Not using the full track width as he gives the camera a nod. Washing out to the right-hand side of the track. Goes over that bump inside. Garage door's wide open tonight. We finally cooled off to a nice 75 degrees. It's a little humid out there. Track temperatures are going to be a little grippy. Katie Wise jumping up to the top. Can Joseph respond? Can Joseph do anything?
No.
No, he doesn't. 39.882 for Katie Wise as she took that top of the leaderboard for this qualifier.
That is incredible to see out of Katie. That is awesome lap.
An 882 will slot her in between the third and fourth positions.
If there's nothing you want in life going into the final race, is Katie Wise in between your top three. Oh, man.
So I believe this is going to put Katie and Joseph in between Jensen and Tristan. Make sure I did my math correctly, but... And we'll get to watch them do their practice pit stops. So here's on board with Aaron. The idea is to stay on the throttle right here and then hook this right-hand turn into the pits and then electronically slow down. Hopefully not too bad. Yeah, it looks like I think that was Emilio was kind of giving the hand to the car in front of him, like, why are you slowing down so much?
Yeah, keep your foot on the foot on the throttle.
That's okay, but not everybody knows what it feels like, so that's why we're practicing.
Yep.
You kind of have to trust the electronic sensor, so I think they're going to go out and do it again. All right, give it another shot. We'll follow along. Aaron's going to exit the pits. And that's what's going to feel like during the race, just watching for that traffic coming head on, trying to merge.
Missed the pit lane, but that's okay. We're going to go for another lap. That's why we practice these things. It is new. I mean, if you're used to driving this track, so Aaron just showed up, started driving the track, you get so used to taking the turns a certain way. And you got to remember the pit is right there. So it is a little bit different. It's a lot of fun. I think it is so cool that we're able to take an arrive and drive facility like this and contort it to a way that we can run live pits. So fun.
Yeah, for sure. Looks like we did end up with 18 drivers. We got 9 and 9. So,
oh, cool.
17 of them qualifying at the 40 seconds or below.
So was that
Mark Davis just barely squeaking in there at the 40.998, yeah. Making sure that he was sub 41 time.
Was that put to a driver vote for the final race?
We thought about it.
Yeah.
So we were standing around talking about it before we raced, and we said, well, if we only have, I think at the time we thought we had 16
yeah.
drivers. And it's like, oh, you're on the edge here because you want to put everybody on track so you don't have to split them up, and you don't want to have to everybody to wait a half hour to race the A main. But the complex, or the part of that is complicated is having enough cars available to the fleet, because you have to swap the cars during the race.
And just in case mechanical failures or something like that. If you're right on the edge of karts, it's a lot for these track workers to do. Big thanks to James and the track workers out here just making all the logistics happen. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes to do this. Not only the batteries and everything else, maintaining the karts. As you can see, the times are incredibly close, which takes a lot of effort. but just the organization of moving the carts around while drivers are on track. There's a lot of moving parts to this. So it's really cool to see it all come down to, again, the final endurance race of the season here. And I can't wait to see what happens.
Going to wrap up the championship tonight, take a break in the month of September, run the 6 hours, then restart the championship again in October. We'll probably do a back-to-back weekends for that, just like we did earlier. So we still get 6 rounds inside of 5 months. And then that'll lead us up to the race that everybody loves the most.
Which is?
The 12 hours of Canton.
That's it. Cannot wait. We're already planning March again, guys. So mark it down in the calendars. We are already working on that. So it's going to be a lot of fun. But if I talked to Aaron, so let's touch on Aaron real quick. So comes in from Michigan, already signed up for the 6 hours, wanted to see what this was all like. And talking to him, he said that he was attracted to the stream quality, which he gave us a huge compliment, saying that the stream quality is pretty good.
Thanks.
And I told him, I said, it's a slow evolution of where we've come from, and we're always trying to do better. But he goes, it looked like so much fun he had to come out and try it. So as you can see, competitive times, he's going to be fine. But talking to him and realizing that there's this bridge between, you guys watching, come out and try it, and that's what this Endurance Series is all about.
I think he drove 5 hours to get here.
5 hours one way to get here.
Thank you so much for doing that. I mean,
Yeah,
no joking aside, we appreciate the fact that drivers are willing to do that. So thanks.
Do you know what he does for a living in his day job?
No, does he want to share?
He's an IT tech.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah,
Yes.
so I was like, oh my God. I was surprised you guys didn't talk about that. But so he does a lot of sim racing and stuff, and then found us randomly and said, hey, this looks like a lot of fun. I want to try it.
Oh, so sim racing. Okay, so there is the tie there.
There is,
All right,
yeah.
cool.
So he does sim racing, some other racing. He's done like casual go-kart stuff, but very excited to drive with us and already putting his team together for the 6 hours. So super exciting, and it is feasible to do this.
So guess who's going to be at the top of the B main tonight?
Who is going to be at the top of the B main?
PJ Mannypenny.
No kidding.
We are on board with right now. We're looking at his car. He's going to start in the number 32, I believe. It was all random draw, which is what you saw the drivers doing up there on the board.
What helmet did he bring?
I think it's the blue one.
Is it? Okay, good. Thank God.
Well,
Because he has two different helmets, and we always mess it up when he wears the new one.
Yeah, because the new one is no comms, which is for GP, I think. Yes.
Yeah. In Endurance, you're allowed comms. You can listen to music and that kind of stuff. It's no big deal.
If you guys are watching past the live stream tonight and you think that endurance racing is cool to live stream, can you just go down to the like button and just click that for us right now?
Really helps.
Yeah, we appreciate that. There's PJ right there. He is your inaugural endurance champion.
Yeah, the very first one.
He can tell you stories about what this race used to be. It's way different. And this was back when you had to power save, and he was the absolute pro at making sure the kart lasted the entire 85 laps. At that time, it was lap-based. It wasn't time-based. And on the indoor circuit, you did 85 laps on one charge, no pit stop, and we had no battery telemetry. We literally just gave you the kart the best charge that we could, which we found out later was
not
ideal. But it was just up to you with no information whatsoever to make that kart last 85 laps, and he was the master at that.
I still say hands down smoothest driver we have here, because his opinion of the original, like the OG Endurance, and my opinion are two way different spectrums. I only finished 3 of those races, and
we know.
He won.
We know.
He won. He's incredibly smooth. Very, very good line. Who do we got here?
Giovanni in the number 2 machine.
Of course.
Giovanni's going to be right behind PJ. Man, that's surprising to be in the B main, but when you consider that everyone...
The karts were... times are so close.
Everybody qualified in the 42nd range. Unfortunately, some of those drivers get bumped into the B main.
And B main's going to change his point spread, too.
Side note, I do think that PJ is going to enjoy racing with Giovanni more than he did... than racing last round. Let's say it that way.
Poor guy. Yeah, if you guys missed the race, we have them on YouTube. So go back and watch the races, catch up with the season, and look forward to next season, because all the stuff we go live with, we leave on there for you guys to watch. Drivers love it because they can rewatch their races and learn.
Yeah.
Wheatsy saying on board.
I think they're getting clarification from the track workers, because if you watched last stream, you noticed that the time expired prematurely. We got no information on whether that software bug has been corrected, so we're going to try to run the clock exactly when we start the race in the hopes that it doesn't cause an issue this week.
Was my theory almost correct on that, where it was like the delay in time was the amount of time that was left off? Like if you started 3 minutes beforehand, it was like 3 minutes that was taken off of it?
You know, I never figured that out. Because I don't know how long we paused it, and I don't know that we figured that out.
Okay.
But
it was a weird thought, because I know the times sort of correlated, but they didn't.
It would make sense, because I think that the time on the user interface didn't match the back end, and therefore they didn't mesh. So probably.
Cool.
Yeah.
Tech Talk with James. I know some of you guys in the chat love that.
Oh, sorry, Colin. I didn't mean to cover your name here.
Colin Gullett.
Call it friend of Mark Davis. Competing here, lots of seat time, lots of track time. He's going to be driving the number 18 machine. Mark Davis is going to be in the number 23 right ahead of him. Number 27, which you see right now, where they're not ordered up yet, is going to be Alex Eckelberry. And who do we have up we have 21, Emilio. Yeah, the number 21, yep. Looks like they're going to do a kart swap right out of the gate. So, okay. Better now than during the race, I guess. Adam, do you have any information on that, or are you busy? Yeah, he's helping line up, so.
Everybody getting stacked up and ready to go. I love it.
Oh, now we have Adam. What you got, Adam?
Apparently his throttle was sticking. It was sticking, so we just swapped it.
Better now than the race, so.
There's still a GoPro on Kart 25, too, from last race, if you grabbed that by accident.
Yeah, it's the foot cam.
The foot cam. All we see right now is pedals.
Yeah, we're going to leave it. You can use it for this race.
Well, no, it's on a cart that's not being used. It's from last race. It never got moved.
Yeah, I know.
Oh. So we're just going to stare at pedals with that one?
Oh, you mean it's going to be picked up during a pit stop?
Oh, that makes sense.
Oh, I guess. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I don't know.
It's not Adam's top
Timothy
priority.
Puckett checking in, supporting Aaron from Tucson,
nice.
Arizona. That's what I love about these races. Come in, your family can watch. I mean, what other sport do you get this kind of live streaming going to a sport to watch? I think that's so cool. I know Mark's family, Giovanni's family. Lots of people check in from all over the country watching their family race.
So in addition to giving Adam a microphone tonight, we also have our favorite cameraman, Drew, with a mic.
Your
You
favorite?
there, Giovanni?
Is this fan favorite? Did they vote on it?
I think the last
can you hear
comment we
me?
got on last video said that you needed a raise, so I think they like you.
Oh, okay. I'll have to take
That's
that
true.
up with the boss.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
You guys want to talk to Giovanni?
We're not focusing on you.
Everybody,
right now. Not me.
say hi.
I mean, unless you guys are ready to race, then we need to go.
Hi, Giovanni.
Hi, Giovanni.
All right, yeah. You guys might want to change the lights to yellow.
I've done that so many times as a race director. You grab the wrong mic when you're trying to say something.
Colin is fanning himself, maybe?
Yeah, a little hot.
A little warm? It's humid. The rain came through and added a bunch of moisture to the air. So it'll be interesting to see what we can do for the outdoor track, because it does change the grip level.
Rachel Hart jumping in the stream. She's watching the stream and watching the live race. That's cool. Getting ready for her A main. But this is the B main. This is exciting. This is the final race of the Endurance Series here. For this season, at least.
Once you swap his card number.
So be ready, Zach, on the outdoor. We're going to pick up those guys right away. As soon as the track lights go green, we're probably going to wait for the expiration, or not expiration, we're kind of going to wait for the time to go down to 30 minutes, if I had to guess.
I can't wait. B main's going to be exciting with everybody that's in here. There's some good drivers. I bet you will see some good competition on track.
All right. So Drew, keep off to the left just a little bit so we can get PJ in the frame. And he will be your leader for the B main.
I'm probably going to start it either way.
That's a tough place to start.
Yeah.
You have a... Oop, visor's down.
All right, you guys are going to go on the green lights.
And they're off. We got the B main for the final race of the Endurance Championship Series. PJ Mannypenny is going to lead the field, followed by Giovanni and Tyler Stevenson on the outdoor track. As he slides sideways going into that first S's, going to give Giovanni a little bit of an advantage as he's
already on his tail.
As he slides through the number 32 machine.
Right up on PJ, coming into that sharp right-hand turn there.
This is a cold tires move. Oh, Giovanni's going to look down the inside right away, going to give PJ Mannypenny a little bit of heat. They're going to squeeze their way through turns 2 and 3.
Good pass.
And Giovanni's going to lead the first lap.
That was a good pass.
Tyler Stevenson going to tuck his way back in there behind PJ. Giovanni just seeing the opportunity for cold tires and take advantage of that. And, oh, Tyler's also going to look quickly down the inside, PJ Mannypenny, but he's going to close that gate right there. We are going to have 2 drivers into their pit stops right away. I believe we have, that's Mark Davis in the back and also Aaron Tuckett in the number 5 machine. So going to go on alternate strategies here. We'll bring up their pit stop timers so you can see where they land. They have 25 seconds to jump from one cart to the other. Plenty of time to buckle their safety belts and get moving.
PJ's under a lot of pressure on track. He's just not able to keep the pace Giovanni is, falling into the grips of Tyler right behind him, trying to run, looks like more of a defensive position, as we've got the pit stop timers on the right-hand side of the window there for you guys, so you know exactly when those guys are coming right back out of the pits.
Oh, look at this battle between PJ and Tyler on the outside. PJ's going to have the speed going through that corner and still stay in front of him. Oh, somebody went the opposite direction on the track, I believe.
Yep. Easy to slip your mind.
That's okay. We'll get him turned around. Giovanni's done that before. He knows what that feels like. So let's just get that car spun around, and we'll get the field going again.
Keep going.
Complex Design said pitting already. Yeah, it is an early pit stop, and that is an alternate strategy that some people like to run. Gambling on the cart running the rest of the race, getting your pit stop out of the way and back into the action.
So that'll put Aaron, I believe, in the middle of the first and second positions, and Giovanni now pulling out a significant gap between him and PJ.
And I saw PJ raising his hand, diving into the pits.
Yeah, pit stops early. Might as well either get rid of the car or try to go on an alternate strategy and see what you can do. As you're looking outside now with the middle of the pack, we got Tyler, Alex, and Emilio right there. Oh, who also pitted here?
That's another pit stop.
That's Colin right there.
Everybody pitting early, getting it out of the way. Now, pit stops, you can see it's either you don't get along with the cart really well and you want to get rid of it as soon as you can, or it's just getting as many laps as you possibly can out of the way and then pitting.
There we go. We're going to pick up Aaron on the foot cam today.
Let's see. Yeah, new driver around the track. This is curious to me to see. So he's only been around here for about a day or so, running really good times, but how does he handle the cart through it? A lot of brake. Let's see. Where is he at? That's coming out of the carousel.
And especially the first lap is still cold tires. You really have about 2 laps before you really get the tires warmed up. We're going to switch outside to PJ because he's back there in the number 34 machine. He's now completed his pit stop. Now on a completely different strategy from Giovanni and distancing himself from Tyler during that first lap battles. He's still sliding sideways under that car.
Yeah, it takes a few laps, especially like you were saying with the rain clearing up today. The outdoor track is not as hot as it normally would be. So there's still a temperature variant between the indoor and outdoor track. Plus with cold tires, it takes a few laps for everything to warm up.
Yeah, it's something that I haven't figured out quite myself as far as the consistency of the outdoor. Because sometimes it feels like the heat has added. Yeah, PJ's pointing to something on track. They're going to grab that.
There's a GoPro on track.
Sometimes it feels like the heat adds grip, and then if it gets too hot, then it becomes slippery. Let's follow PJ there. And then other times the humidity is a big factor in that as well, because sometimes it feels like the track really grips up under humidity or humid conditions. And so it's just those combinations that you're always trying to balance as far as finding the ideal grip level.
Do you think the track is more sticky under high humidity then, instead of necessarily just high temperature?
That's my guess. And you'll have to probably come back to me in 6 months and
With all the data?
try to analyze it.
Yep.
You know.
Sliding way wide into that turn, so yeah.
We're going to switch over to this battle. We've got a train of cars going through the reverse carousel now as they've got Colin in front, and we've got the 25 machine.
Mark Davis was just sliding out of the way there.
It looks like, let's see, 20, trying to figure out if some of this, yeah, especially with Emilio doing his pit stop already, it looks like entered into the lap traffic with the white helmet. Emilio in the number 28 machine. Right behind Tyler Stevenson there.
Sometimes as a racer, it's very difficult to figure out what's lap traffic and what's not.
Yeah, and that's the situation Tyler's in the blue helmet right now, is that the person in front of him is Aaron, and he is in 7th position. Oh, he's going to go around the long way, and nope, didn't make it. Oh, that's going to give opportunity for Emilio to slip in there. And then right here in the S's, Tyler's going to take a very defensive line to make sure Emilio doesn't squeeze in there either and maintain that spot. Tyler still scored in the number 2 position because he has not pitted. Emilio's going to look on one side or the other. Can't decide, going through this tight 4. Obviously, we got Alex Eckelberry back there watching this whole show in front of him and just making sure he doesn't lose any of them in the number 27. I love the reverse carousel right here because you have so much speed that picks up from the front straightaway, and you have to balance the car between off throttle and possibly a little bit of brake. So,
yeah, Tyler had an interesting line coming through there, but really was able to gain a lot of speed on Aaron.
Just going to continue to follow this train of cars because this is where all the action is right here. Basically, everybody else is spaced out throughout the track. Emilio going to take the inside line again and try to, yes, he does make that pass. Going to have the spot going through the reverse turn 2.
Who's later on the brakes in that turn? Definitely Emilio was able to slide right through there.
He's going really wide in the carousel. Otherwise, Tyler taking the inside line. Both of them coming out about the same. Same thing here. So Emilio taking really wide and Tyler down the inside. But as they go through those corners, they kind of gap themselves about the same.
Yeah. It's like the one makes a mistake on one turn, capitalizes. The other one's going really wide, and you could capitalize on that, but they don't.
You'll have Alex Eckelberry coming in for his pit stop. Let's pick up the track action on track here. Again, when the expiration of time comes, you are allowed to leave the pits. But until then, make sure your seatbelt is fastened and you have your steering wheel and pedals exactly where you need them to be.
You know what's interesting with Emilio's line is he's able to bring that out, and then Tyler is just so wide that he carries so much more speed. It's like he comes right up to the back of him and then loses them, but then catches right back up. It's an interesting way to drive the track. I've never seen someone drive it like that.
Let's pick them up, Drew. Pick up Emilio back there, the 3 of them, yeah. We don't see hardly any drivers take a wide line and make a fast track out of it.
But especially out of the
right
carousel.
There, it's working.
Yeah, and then watch when he comes into the carousel. He swings super wide.
Yep. We'll see if he does it again. Yep. Way past mid-track.
And then able to carry that right up onto his bumper.
Yeah.
It's a fast, interesting line.
So you're looking at the battle. Now he's going to lose it, but he's going to have the preferred line going on the inside, and they're going to swap back. No, Tyler then going to have the preferred line going through the straightaway.
That's the downside. It may be faster to carry your momentum a little bit, but you're opening the door to anybody behind you with a line that wide. They're able to squeeze right by.
The good and the bad about pitting early is that you may get the kart you like, and if not, then you're stuck with it the entire rest of the race. So,
yeah, I see more drivers pitting later. They just kind of make do with their kart and then pit later and then come in.
Emilio is raising his hand. He's going to pit again. He's going to look and see if there's anything mechanically with that car because it is hopping a lot, but it could be the line. It could be something with the car.
I don't know. When you carry a line out that far and you're twisting the cart in, maybe that's something with the line. I don't know.
Yeah. Let's follow him, Drew, down into the pits. Let's see what they're going to do. He's going to swap cars again, I guess.
Yep. Just swapping it out for a different machine. Giovanni Blackerby going 39.4, fastest lap of the race so far. Everybody else in the 40s.
And if he continues to set those laps times, which we see him on the outdoor section, we'll pick him up coming inside. Sorry for the fast switch there. If he keeps up those lap times, he'll be way ahead of the field as he comes out for his pit stop, but he is yet to pit. 39.4 in reverse direction. That is faster than some of our qualifying times.
And looking at the board that we have off screen here, the best lap times, it's only Giovanni and PJ that are running in the 39s. Everyone else is in the 40s, solid, but in the 40s.
And everybody's giving car 2 such a hard time.
I know. Look at him. Look at Giovanni go.
I drove that car in the Pro Endurance the other night.
Yeah.
Served me okay. It was, it's a long race, but it served well. And he's still bouncing, so...
Yeah, we talked about it on the Pro Endurance a little bit, and just probably another 20 pounds is going to be really good for that kid, just to settle the cart down a little bit.
Complex Design saying that makes the most sense given it's an endurance race. The cart comes on after a heat and then gets built up in the tires. Yeah, maybe that was what Amelia was experiencing there.
Lithium-ion batteries, there's no die-off in these. They get faster and faster and faster until they die. That is one of the best parts about the carts here at K1 Speed Canton. Lithium-powered batteries. That's why we can run this stuff.
Yep. So we'll figure out... Well, we need the gap here. So we need to figure out between Giovanni and Tyler.
There's Giovanni. And there's Tyler, I think. The white helmet.
I think that was PJ. No, Tyler is just rounding the outside, so he's going to be coming inside right here.
Oh, wow.
So that's the gap between 1 and 2 there. Almost 3/4 of a track, maybe. A little over half the track, maybe. Giovanni again going purple, 39.3 on that last lap.
He is absolutely flying tonight.
We'll pick him up again in the number 2. I think he has handled the reverse track very well. He's adapted. One of the most recent participants and winners of the 50 race challenge here at K1 Speed Canton. He ran 50 standard races in one day, aka 10 hours. So he had lots of seat time. As we see another pit stopper coming in, I believe this is Colin.
Yes.
Colin in a number 30 again. So I think these guys taking advantage of a second pit stop.
Just getting the feel for the carts, probably.
All right, so we'll see where he sorts out. Giovanni rounding the inside.
Yeah, Giovanni, the youngest competitor in the series as well.
Yeah, the ripe old age of 11. Also known as the K1 Speed World Champion in the junior class. Competed in that a few months ago, went out to California and won that championship. Go ahead, Zach, with the number 2. Now on the tail of PJ. So almost going to put him a lap down.
I was going to say, that's going to drop PJ. And Giovanni and Tyler are the only 2 that haven't pitted yet.
Correct.
So he's trying to build up as much gap as he can on track. That's the advantage of taking a late pit stop. If you're just out there burning laps down, looks to the inside of PJ.
Oh, he's going to really squeeze. Going to give him room there. Can't squeeze him off. PJ's going to have the preferred line come in the inside, even though he just doesn't need to go a lap down. The same battle we saw on lap 1 has come to life yet again. See if Giovanni gets a run coming into 4. Both cars under decent control. Giovanni sliding just a tad at the very end. These are 2 very slow corners on the track. Registered a 39.1 last lap, but is now slowed to the 40.7 because of the battle going on. Again, 39.1, fastest lap of the race, but also faster than all of our qualifying times in the first 5 laps.
Slides right through. Good move. That's a really good pass.
Giovanni, also someone who takes the wide outside on the straightaway outside.
Yeah, I didn't think PJ would have an answer to that. Just seemed like Giovanni just had a lot more momentum going into that.
The veteran of the sport versus the new up-and-comers.
Which puts third place a lap down from first place. So Giovanni is comfortably in first place even after a pit stop. He should be okay because that gap is still about the same.
We'll go on board with PJ Mannypenny. We haven't been on board in a little bit. He's still having a tough time controlling that outside line there, kind of running wide, losing a little bit of time. Let's take a lap around with PJ. Oh, cut out. Of course.
Bummer.
All right, let's go with Colin. See what Colin's up to back here in the number 8 spot. 4. All right, here we go. Oh, the audio's not going to be great on that one, so.
I guess nobody likes the overhead camera anymore then?
Cameraman Drew, what was that?
I guess nobody likes watching PJ on the overhead then?
Yeah, it was
Nobody
doing
needs GoPros. They're putting me out of my job.
It was doing so well, and then all of a sudden, boom.
I've had him this entire time, James.
Good. Well,
He's
we
on it.
got Zach outside. He's got him too, so. Always good to have cameraman Drew trackside.
So looking at the points as it sits in B main, as they run right now with 13 minutes and 55 seconds to go, are we looking at any significant point changes to everyone in the championship?
Well, let's do some maths here.
All right.
So 25 points on offer for the entire. Cool. Yeah, you can just go ahead and switch for me, so I can. 8 drivers. That means 16 points on offer for the leader. So, as they run. Hang on a second. Let me double check. Yeah, so 16 points to Giovanni, possibly, and PJ 14.
Oh, this group of 3 here looking good. We got the kart 1 of Emilio. Mark Davis looking to pick up the scraps of that battle. Just outside the image there. Still Emilio running that hugely deep line into the carousel. Mark Davis looking to really try to make a move on that. Really, it's the battle, though, between the kart 36 of Alex Eckelberry and Emilio DeLuro. They are the ones right now battling it out for that position, but Mark Davis might be able to do something. Giovanni absolutely just did something with a 38.9.
Fastest lap of the race, Giovanni Blackerby.
By far.
All right, back to my math here.
Go for it.
Let's see, PJ at 92 potentially. It just depends on what happens in the A-main, because you need to see where Sean, Dominic, and Giovanni end up. Now, there is only a 3-point gap between Giovanni and PJ for the championship. And with 2 points separating them, yeah, that could potentially.
Yeah, because I know there's only 3 points separating Giovanni and PJ. That was my wonder. That's for top 5 spot there.
Yeah, so that means that PJ can't lose any spots then.
Oh boy.
If he drops back any more than one spot, he will cede that position to Giovanni.
Wow. Well, with 11 minutes left in the race, you never know. That is racing. Race till the checkered flag, because you never know what's going to happen.
Switch back overhead so we can see PJ and the gap between him and I think Alex back there. Yep, Alex will be next across the line, followed by Emilio in the number 1 machine now.
Mark's still been hanging back from those two.
Yep.
Just kind of watching. He gets further and closer away from that pack, but he's following Emilio's line deep into the carousel. I think if Mark ran his normal line, he might be able to do something with that.
Oh, I was going to wonder if he was going to mimic the outside line, but he didn't. The wider line, I should say. But if he swapped that cart because of the jumping issue, it persists in that car. So, Drew, to your left. Yeah, it could have just been the way he was hitting the turns and turned in too aggressively, because that's something that Giovanni has fought with for a long time, especially the lighter weight drivers. They don't have as much weight planting them in the seat. And they don't get to choose their car setups. Those car setups are based upon an arrive and drive facility. So you kind of have to adapt to each one, and this is a challenge to see how you can do in each different scenario.
Can I argue that for a second?
Sure, go ahead.
I've been to a lot of arrive and drive facilities. I think this is set up a little better. I don't know how to say that nicely, but the carts are set to a spec that you've set to like achieve a spec, right? So everything's like laser dialed in with the alignment of the cart and everything like that. And then I've also seen you run, I'll call them short drag races with these carts to make sure that the acceleration profiles are the same between the carts. So they're set up with a lot of care, to as much care as you can possibly get in them, being an arrive and drive facility. You never know who's going to drive them, and as we all know, if you guys are race fans, if you've ever raced your own equipment, when you wreck something into a wall, it does change the equipment. So, we don't always have drivers like this on track, which is okay. Come out, try this out. It is an awesome arrive and drive facility, but to keep the carts in such a close spec for this type of racing is
a nightmare.
I was going to say it's an achievement of its own, but yeah, it is probably a nightmare in the shop.
Well, I appreciate that. And you're right, it is tried to set up as close as possible. But I mean, like, if a driver wanted to like tow in the tires some more, that kind of setup, I guess that's what I meant. But
yeah.
But
no,
I appreciate
it.
that feedback,
Yeah.
and like that's a good thing.
It would be kind of cool. I always thought it'd be fun to like allow the driver, if they had as who we come.
This is this is Alex right here, or Tyler. I'm sorry.
Stevenson. Yeah. So this is his first pit stop. Let's see where he winds up.
Waiting until the later stages of the game to get back into his new car. He's going to pick up the number 8 machine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure Drew will correct me if that's wrong.
No, you are correct.
All right. Yes.
It's handy having someone trackside when you can't see the numbers exactly. Drew's got the.
It's hard for me even to tell sometimes.
Aw.
Let's follow him out as he reaccelerates into the field and merges with everybody else. There's PJ coming around.
So PJ's going to get him.
He did.
Yeah.
That last lap, PJ, 39.9.
He needed every bit of that.
So, yeah, let's see where that puts Tyler on this new machine with cold tires, warming up to number 8. Give him a couple laps. And let's see if this gap changes at all up there to PJ Mannypenny. But you're absolutely correct. He has closed that gap.
That is good. He cannot lose that position or one more. So one more buffer in his points he needs every point he can get right now.
I don't believe we've seen Giovanni pit. Is that correct, Drew?
That is correct.
Yeah, we're waiting for Giovanni to pit still.
Actually, he just came in.
Oh, there's Giovanni. Okay. So we're going to follow the leader because this is a very important pit stop. We believe he's pulled out a significant gap, but stranger things have happened during pit stops. And let's see if he can get a good, clean pit stop. This has been something he's worked on the last couple months, is making sure that he gets in there, gets the car set up, gets his seat aligned, flipping the car on first. That's obviously very important. Let me get his pit timer up here. He's got 15 seconds. Got to get those pedals closer so that he can reach them. He did have a problem in the last round. The pedals were not locking. He did a great job of dealing with the mechanical issue. And 5 seconds, he's going to be able to launch. Watching that timer board. And off he goes.
So where does he come out here? We're looking for PJ to come up on him.
PJ is nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, I believe. Oh, great job merging. Very smart of him to not just plummet himself into traffic.
He read that perfect.
Yes, very experienced driver right there. And you see, where is PJ coming in? All right, so there's the gap between your leader and the number 34, PJ Manpenny.
About half a track as PJ works his way through a little bit of lap traffic just to make that buffer a little bit safer between him and Tyler in third place. That's going to be...
As Colin will get the blue flag for PJ to go by. Nice smooth transition. Making sure that PJ doesn't lose any time because he does have Tyler in his rearview mirrors. He cleaned up the line on that last lap, going through those S's. I wish we still had his onboard, but it's not come back, so...
It has not.
Oh, you're trying, okay.
Attempting to. Yeah, I need one more GoPro. The one GoPro never reset, so I got to grab that one. One more thing. I don't know if we can catch up to Mark on track, but there's been a lot of shout-outs for Mark. Just check up, see where Mark Davis is at. Running in 6th place in the 11th machine.
Yeah, let's pick up Mark, see where he is on track. There he is, still following right behind Emilio. There, he did copy that line, so...
Yeah, he's been doing that, and I think that's
with him.
That's kind of the downfall. Mark is a really good racer, and he's got a good line. He just keeps following that outside, comes right up to his bumper, and then separates out. Looking on the inside. Oh, come on, as we're talking about him. Do it, Mark, do it!
Is he going to get half a car length up? Yeah, Emilio's going to be forced to the outside. This is going to be a little tight going into 4.
He's got him. What perfect timing.
Emilio getting passed by Mark Davis, the number 11 machine. They will update on the timing line. And now he's going to have Giovanni on his bumper there.
Giovanni slides by.
Emilio moving over for the leader. That's good heads-up driving. And let's pick up Mark outside. Let's see if he pulls any gaps. Going really wide. Giovanni's going to take advantage of that, close that gap pretty quick, but that's okay. That spot is not going to be for position. Now Mark is just in his head going, let's go fast. See what we can do. Set some 39s. You see some other drivers gearing up for their A main. They'll be taking the track here in just over 3 minutes.
Giovanni slides by.
Oh, but be careful, Mark, that you don't let Colin back, or Emilio. Giovanni doing the bunny hop outside.
Mark's got a really good line mark in front of him right now. Following Giovanni's line is going to help him open that gap up just a little bit more.
I've been trying to watch some of the lap times, and the last time by, you see most of the cars the 40 seconds, but you got Alex Ackleberry there in the 39s. We'll have to check up on his gap here in a second to see if the gap between him and PJ is closed at all.
Giovanni is hung with, Mark is running with Giovanni, except for that line there. As soon as I say it, he was running right with him for like half a lap. That was really good. So it's good to have a marker in front of you like that. I always tell people in endurance, if someone's faster than you, let them by and then learn from their line.
Yeah. I think he could use just a touch more brake on the outside line there because he washes wide going into the S's.
The best racer ever, F1. Let's go, Mark.
I think I recognize that shot. I think that's his sister.
Is it?
I think so.
Cool.
At least it looks like her in the profile picture, so... 2 minutes remaining in the B main. Giovanni comfortably holding on to the first spot. PJ doing all he can do to hold off Tyler Stevenson for second place.
And who do we have there? That's Aaron Puckett in the shirt coming through 1. And then Giovanni, Mark, catching up with everybody on track here. This will be good. See who's coming through. Where's everybody at? Mark, Emilio,
There's our outside shot. There was Tyler that just passed us, so he's coming inside right now. Let's check up on Tyler. And yeah, so Tyler was in 3, and then PJ was in the opposite of 2, so still a significant gap between the two of those guys.
With about a minute left, PJ is going to be happy with that gap. Glad he was able to make that spot. Every point counts right now as we go into the A main to see how everybody's going to wind up with the last race.
PJ Mannypenny, the number 34. So the question now will be picking up the leader so that we know where the white flag will fly at the expiration of time. Right there, Giovanni. 20 seconds. He'll probably pass the start-finish line. Probably have 2 more laps remaining in the race.
Yeah, definitely.
And follows Giovanni.
That's going to be our B main winner as the looks of it right now as time expires. Next time by, going to get the white flag. Great driving by Giovanni.
Yeah, the only disappointment, I think, is just going to be not making into the A main, but those times were tight tonight.
Oh, my goodness, yeah.
So, otherwise, a very good performance by all these drivers in the B main tonight. We're always thankful for the drivers who show up to race and allow us to stream this for you guys.
If you guys like what you see, be sure like and subscribe to the channel. We do cover lots of races here.
And white flag for Giovanni.
So comfortable gaps between first, second, and third, so I don't think there's going to be any last lap changes in that. And I think across the whole track there's pretty good gaps in everyone, so I think we're looking at the final positions here.
All right, let's pick up Giovanni. To your right. There you go. He will come across the board in round 6 as the winner of the B main. Giovanni Blackerby holds off PJ Mannypenny and Tyler, rounding out your top 3. Checker flag remains for all the drivers as they come across. We got Alex, Mark, Emilio, Aaron, and Colin. No changes in position. Giovanni's going to do one more lap. Yeah, okay. Might as well. Good job to all these drivers tonight. Good job adjusting. Good job running the reverse track. Good competition throughout the field. So Jason went down to work on onboard cameras. That means I'm in charge of the chat. Oh, Aunt Caitlin was the best racer ever. Okay. Whoops. All right. LD says 3-second time lapse when carts don't hold. Every time we try to race, it happens. Not sure what that means, but maybe a criticism of the cars. I'm not sure, but all right. There's Aunt Caitlin there. Thanks for watching Mark tonight. Well, Drew, I don't have a co-commentator, so that means you got to join in.
Alrighty, let's do it.
So, good final?
It was a good final. Yeah, I think there was a good battle between Giovanni and PJ towards the end, and I just saw them fist bump each other as they were exiting the pit area. But
that's good.
Yeah, looks like our B main is lined up, ready to go. Everybody's excited.
Our A main.
A main, yes. Marshall, how we feeling?
I make that mistake.
How we feeling, Marshall? I'm right here.
Oh, Marshall.
We're feeling good. Just anxious for some reason. I don't know why. But we'll win the race. Dom will place second, and hopefully he's standing on second place on the podium at the end of the championship with me.
Very good. Well, yeah, settling a few nerves before the final race. looking forward to it. Let's see how it plays out.
Awesome, Drew. Thank you. I didn't realize you'd abandoned your post.
Well, I was trying to take my union 5-minute break to use the facilities, but sometimes our
We're not union around here. You know this.
oh, that's right.
What do you,
So
what
I
do you think?
can I can ask my boss for a raise then?
You think David Pons is in charge around here?
No.
He's not even here tonight, so
Yeah, he's not here to defend himself, and also not here to answer the phone mid-race. So.
Oh, man.
Yeah. No, that was a really cool feature.
Best Racer F1 says, James, when is the junior GP race? The typical junior GP races are the first Tuesday of the month, if that's what you're referring to, I think. They run once a month. The exception is going to be next month, I think. Is it first Tuesday?
You guys are going to come into 2
Yeah,
and
it's
go
still
to
first
3.
Tuesday. It's the adults that have it postponed a week because of Labor Day. Outside of that, if we have juniors who want to run some sort of endurance race, then let's get it organized. Let's figure out what we can do.
That's what makes it fun. You may get a longer pick than us.
Over there on the right-hand side, you see our new podium sign. It says K1 Speed Canton. And it's kind of covered up with a black flag. Special thanks to Mr. Davis, who has made that sign for us, custom. Nice little addition to our track, so we appreciate that. You can follow them on their YouTube channel as well, K1 Racer. September 2nd. Let me double check that for you. Let me go to k1speedcanton.com and I'll click on leagues.
We don't like you, Marshall.
And Team Challenge GP. All right, the schedule for the month of September is the 3rd. Yes, September 3rd. That should be Tuesday.
Working hard, hardly working.
Also going to have an onboard with Rachel Hart. So if you guys are joining us late, this is the point standings that we're going to be looking at. Now, these are not updated since the last round, so we're going to filter those in, especially with like the number of 5 and 6 with Giovanni and PJ. But those top 4 are the ones we're going to be keeping an eye on. I don't know how good we're going to be at doing points in real time, but we're going to be watching those gaps. So the main thing we talked about at the top of the show was the difference between Rachel and Dominic only being 5 points apart. So see what happens there. Rachel is one of those contestants. Right, Jason?
That is right. Got the GoPros on, so we're good to go. Made sure everybody had fresh batteries, good angles. So I think we're going to be good here. So Marshall Miller, definitely one to watch. He's got a GoPro.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
Oh, we're going to go on Mason's.
Yes, we are.
And let me get us out of the way here.
Jump on board with Mason. Cool helmet. I was down there. I was like, that's pretty neat. I like that.
See, he was nervous, and here he is sitting in the A-main. So
Yeah. So on board with Mason. Katie Wise as well, because this is going to be
always
awesome to watch, especially where she's sitting right now in the field. And then Dominic D'Angelo is going to be the next one we have.
Who is on the pole position.
That is right. And we faced his forwards because, backwards would be a cool shot, but we don't know what's going to happen in this race. So we just said, we'll put it forwards. And then finally, our 5th GoPro on Rachel Hart. Back with the custom painted helmet there. Very recognizable. So everybody is set and ready.
Here's Jensen. Okay, so he's going to be starting in the 3rd position. He's going to have Katie on his back.
I know. I can't wait.
Good luck, Jensen. The bull will be
Tough.
full force tonight.
Katie and PJ love the Endurance series, so I hope the best for her. I know I had the most fun racing here with Katie. Very aggressive driver, competitive driver, but will absolutely match your tone. So if you go into Katie and you're trying to put her into a wall, just be ready. She's going to absolutely put you back into the wall. But if you're, just racing to have fun, she's absolutely just the nicest person in the world and loves to race, but she is very competitive. So I can't wait to see what she does with the field tonight, especially with where she's at. This is going to be fun to watch.
So we'll get him gridded up here. as Dom chooses his music selection for the show.
Usually that's Marshall, right?
Yeah, Marshall's probably already set, so...
As everybody takes off for pit lane in the reverse direction. Don't forget, Canton Exhibition of Speed coming up September 6th. We've also got the 6 Hours of Canton.
Make sure you check out K1SpeedCanton.com and click on the blog. It is the top entry there. It has all the information on the racing. You can scan that QR code, and you can also sign up. So space is limited to 30 drivers. You don't want to miss the 30-person driver that's going to happen at the end of the night.
And
wait, 30-person driver, sorry.
30-person race, yeah. And 6 Hours of Canton, go to competitionkarting.net. Give us a follow here on Competition Karting. You can always send us a message on YouTube or email us, 12hoursofcanton@gmail.com. Reach out. We'll help you guys get here for the 6 hours, too. Lots of fun events.
And if you like this racing, too, be looking out for sign-ups to start in October. It'll probably be a back-to-back weekend, 3rd and 4th Sundays. But the sign-ups are going to be on the website. Those are important so that we know how many drivers are coming, and it is limited to 24. A couple drivers signing up and not showing up tonight, so we hope they're okay. But, yeah, we like it when people show up and they sign up so that everybody gets a chance to drive if they have a shot or if they sign up.
Yeah. Proof is in the pudding tonight that you can watch the stream and then come out and race with us and have a fantastic time. I know in the Pro Endurance we had a driver, in the chat, someone was asking about the guy with the rental helmet and the boots. He's about the best testimonial we've had so far to people jumping in a series like this and driving. He had a ton of fun. So come out and check it out anytime.
I always like to look up and see how many races these people have done. Mason here we're on board with has done 49 races so far. Basically not a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, all things considered, to qualify in the A-Main, very good times tonight. And just complete silence from Dom D'Angelo.
Everybody's really quiet. Super focused.
Dom D'Angelo thought he had his hands full with David Pons riding behind his bumper last endurance race. Wait until he has Marshall Miller bearing down on him. He's going to start in the number 12 car behind Dom. Marshall Miller trying to wrap up and become the champion of this Series 4. As long as he holds this position or thereabouts, he just can't drop 10 points to Rachel Hart, and he will be the winner. All right. Stand by. We'll count it down, and we'll finish the season as we look at Dom D'Angelo enters the circuit for the last time, the last round, followed by Marshall Miller, Jensen, and Katie. Also keep an eye on the Joseph Valentine guy. If there's anybody who's going to try to mix it up with these top leaderboards, we think Joseph is going to be the guy. Go ahead and follow them, Zach. As Sean Horgan trying to give the beans to Tristan McCauley already. Battle back there in the back. And let's see, as they round the turns, who's in the lead? Marshall Miller looking the inside real quick, but not enough space, so Dom's going to maintain the lead as they come across the timing line for the first time, followed by Jensen. Pretty significant gap there back to Katie. Not necessarily a good, clean start for her, as Dom's going to take a really tight line here to make sure Marshall can't squeeze out inside. That's pretty much the racing we're probably going to see for a while here if Marshall keeps bearing down on him.
And Dominic's going to run that defensive line. Jensen's right there like he was in that last shot. They're going to run slower. Jensen's going to come in and try to get that.
Oh, and I believe we have Joey, who's going to pit right away in the 21.
There's an alternate strategy for you. As we see on track, still Dominic holding Marshall off as best he can. checking over his shoulder in every turn, seeing where Marshall's at.
And that reverse carousel is nerve-wracking when you have somebody behind you because you never know what kind of speed. Dom's going to take a pit stop right out of the gate. Marshall Miller is going to assume the lead of the race.
And Rachel Hart jumping up 2 positions there. Fastest lap of the race with a 39.8. Someone else to watch in this race. She's got to work her way all the way through the field to catch up to Marshall.
We'll follow Marshall. And if you see the red flag in the corner of your screen, that just means that there are 2 people in the pits. We want to make sure drivers have the opportunity to bypass the pits because there's no third timer for them. Doesn't mean anything that happens on track. It just means the pits are, well, they're not even closed. It's just you don't have a spot. You don't have a timer.
Yeah, letting the drivers know, don't pit at this time. Marshall temporarily fastest lap, then Rachel Hart bested again. Pretty good gap between everybody.
All right, so follow the leaders outside here. I'm trying to think if Jensen's ever had an opportunity to follow Marshall on a position-based race. I don't know if we've seen the 2 of these on track at the same time.
No, but Jensen's definitely going to have something for Marshall at some point.
One of our fastest teen drivers, Jensen right there, the number 9 machine, the white helmet.
And then we had Tristan McCauley in for his pit.
I heard, yeah, Tristan McCauley is going to do a pit stop as well. His clock is already counting down. Otherwise, lots of gap here between all the racers as they round the reverse carousel.
And the only thing is Tristan McCam looking at the back of Katie, and that's about it. And then there's a gap between themselves and Rachel, and then themselves and Mason.
Let's follow the leaders, Zach. He's trying, okay.
He's trying.
All right, there we go. Might be getting dark at you out there, so might need to bump that camera up.
Pretty good gap opened up between first, second, and third, though.
I keep seeing the scoreboard with Stitch and just instinctively reading it, but we got to keep interpreting Marshall. Yes. 39.4 in the reverse direction.
Marshall has already built up about a 5-second gap between the person right behind him.
As we're now looking at Sean Horrigan getting past Mason. That was for the 6th position. We'll follow them inside, Drew. That's Sean in the silver helmet and Mason behind in the multicolored.
Mason's first time in an endurance race.
Absolutely. First time running a 30-minute race. Got to clear the board there. Sean also taking the wide outside line, the reverse carousel. Mason tracking inside a little bit.
Looks like
Mason's going to do a pit stop. All right, this is going to be his first one as well. Which one are you pointing at?
Sorry, it looked like there was pressure being put on. Oh, I lost it now. I thought it was Marshall for a second.
So Mason pitting early, as well as Tristan McCauley and Joseph Valentine.
So Katie's
and
got her
Dom
hands
Handel.
full with Tristan right now.
So everybody in 7th position on down has either in their pits right now or running, and then, yep, Katie's going to go as well.
Lots of early pit stops in this.
We saw this last round as well.
I guess the 2 opposing theories on pit stops is if you have a good kart, or you get along with your kart, I should say, you stay out there and run as long as you can, try to open your gap up for when you take your pit. Alternatively, if you want to take a gamble, get a different kart, see how fast you can run, then swap your kart out early. Looks like Rachel's starting to catch up to the back of Jensen. That gap's the only gap that's closing.
I do find it interesting that if they're not in traffic, that they still pit early.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have to run a long stint on one of the cars if you do that early pit stop strategy. So what is your advantage? You haven't given the car a lot of time to warm up. You haven't adapted to it like Marshall does so well. And you're just kind of pitting for the sake of pitting.
Yep.
So I guess we'll leave it up to the drivers to make that decision, but I'm kind of surprised.
So Tristan McCann in the pits. And the only gaps we have on track noteworthy, Rachel catching up to the back of Jensen there. Just continues to whittle away at that as he works his way through traffic. And then Marshall still way out in the middle of nowhere. He does have really good drive. This onboard with Rachel here shows that he has really good drives coming out of the corners.
Oh, yeah. Who was that? The number 20?
I was lap traffic.
Okay. I was going to say, because he got 2 positions out of that.
Yeah.
Lost 2 positions out of it. Jensen giving brake into the reverse turn 4. It's kind of the first time we've analyzed this from the onboard.
Sean Horrigan jumps up to first place with a 24.027.
How did he do a 24?
You know, I don't know, and now he just ran a 16.268. We might have something going on with the scoreboard.
Did somebody put the wrong cart number in?
Let's take a look at that as we're on board with Rachel Hart. Looking down the back of Jensen Janda. She was able to eat a lot of that gap up, but just doesn't have an opportunity to pass on anything yet. As we switch overboard, looks like Adam is quite happy there on the podium. Rachel puts her arm in the air. I don't know if she was waving or if she's signaling a pit, or
maybe an early signal for a pit.
Yeah, I don't know. Nope. Okay. So
there's Sean's 40.2 now corrected, but
okay,
is he still in the 26 machine?
Don't know. Well, let's see if Rachel can make this pass. This would be the only action we have so far on track, I think. Yeah, that's the only gap that's really closed up.
Yep, pick up Rachel and Jensen.
Looking on the inside. Ooh, little T-bone. She'll probably give that back knowing her. Yep. That's really tough sometimes when someone dives in front of you and uses the brakes and you're not expecting it.
Why are you trying to do 10 freaking things at once?
Running an alternative line, trying to take that drive out of the turn on the inside. Coming to the outside part of the track, not able.
Jensen nice and defensive, but it's going to cost him in this grip. That's okay. He's going to maintain it, though.
As you can see him moving his head up and down, just willing the cart to go on. As they come into turn 4, this was the opportunity last time where she got a little back at bumper action and nothing to do. She's trying to run an alternative line. Looks like just that momentum she's able to carry out of the turn. And Jensen's running such a defensive line that you can see they just run bumper to bumper the entire time.
It's okay. This is the time to defend. She's going to look inside, but he's also going to defend. But she knew from last time that he slipped around.
And he just kind of brake checked her in that turn.
I guess we'll have to go on board here.
Let her know she was there. On board, see if she's from her angle. Where is the pass? This is great for you guys watching on YouTube here because we get to ride along from the driver's perspective. And if you were driving the kart, where would you make a pass at? That's what I love about these angles is like, where would I, like right here. Yep, perfect. That's where I would do it. Not there.
Rachel being patient at the same time, keeping in mind she doesn't want to lose a lot of ground, but
there we go. He closes it out.
He closed the gap.
He's so fast out of the corners. It's like it's tough to make that kind of pass. Normally that'll work.
Well, and you and I have been under that pressure before. We have had somebody really fast on our back, like Rachel or Amon.
Yep.
And you're just so much more prone to overdrive the car because you don't want to slow down early and you don't want them to hit you from behind because you're braking early, and therefore you tend to overdrive the corner sometimes. So, he's going to let her slide by.
Yeah, just dips out of it. I mean, that's good. That's good perspective to see where she's driving that much faster for him.
Just run that line because Rachel comes outside. She also slid sideways that way.
Yeah. So she is through that battle.
Well, otherwise, good heads up for Jensen.
Yeah, definitely.
Unless he didn't mean to do that, but it sure looked like he kind of pulled to the side.
Yeah. You're absolutely right, though. As I was watching that camera angle, I remember being in those situations, and you do overdrive the kart because you're trying to get away from them, and it's making it worse and worse.
It's the number one temptation of drivers who come after their first 5-10 races, and they think they're getting a hold of the track, and then they want to improve their time. So instead of slowing down in the corners, they start speeding up and pushing things further and further and further in the corner. And it doesn't usually work out that to be faster. Rachel Hart's going to come inside. Now we're trying to still figure out what happened with Sean, put him a lap ahead. Adam, do we have anything on that?
Oh, wait. Did Sean pit yet?
He does not have his headset on, but I'll get in
So
contact
where's
with him to
he
see
at?
if he knows anything.
Adam took his headset off because he just doesn't want to know.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it is a scoreboard error somewhere.
All right, Sean, let's follow, or Zach, follow Sean there.
In 26, silver helmet, the silver bullet.
Wow.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so it was an accident on our end. The cart number was swapped onto the wrong person.
Yep.
So
So
yeah, he got 2 extra laps.
Okay.
So he's currently on lap 15 and has not
I do
pitted
not.
yet?
Yes, I don't think Sean has pitted yet.
Okay.
Well, he would technically be on, I think, 17 ahead of Dominic because he hasn't pitted yet.
Gotcha. So
Should
he
be
is on the lead lap.
Marshall, Rachel, Jensen, Sean, and then Dominic will be the first one that has pitted.
All right.
And Tristan Mickaman should be right in front of Katie, behind Joseph.
So he was the one that had the
Yeah,
car
his
number that
car
was on
was
the
the
wrong car?
one that's supposed to swap, but we swapped the wrong person.
All right. So there you have it, trackside with Adam.
And speaking of Sean, looking down the barrel of Mason right now. So if I understood that correctly, Mason is lap traffic? Because he's on the lead lap?
Well, did they say Sean had pitted?
He has not pitted, I don't think.
Okay.
Correct.
But Mason has.
Okay.
So we're Drew, we're following these guys. Yeah, there we go.
Sean able to work his way through the traffic pretty well, though. Coming up on the back of
Tristan, the other Tristan.
The other Tristan.
Yep, the 2 Tristans in this race. In the 8th and 10th spot, supposedly. We're close. I'm not sure. So wait, Adam, give us that again. Give us that rundown, because is Tristan McCaman also in the wrong spot?
Yes. Tristan is not in last, and Sean is not in first.
Okay.
They're in the middle of the field somewhere. What I was saying was Tristan is in front of Katie, behind Joseph. Sean is behind Jensen, in front of Dominic, because Sean has not pitted yet.
Gotcha.
I think he hasn't pitted yet.
No, I don't think he has either.
And Marshall, Rachel, Jensen have not pitted either.
All right, so those top 3 are in the correct spot then.
Yes.
Marshall, Rachel, and Jensen, top 3. Okay. Dominic also in 5th. Is that Dominic's not affected by this, right?
Yeah. The only person affected is Tristan and Sean.
Okay.
So Tristan slots in between Dominic and Joseph right now, right?
Joseph and Katie.
Joseph and Katie. Gotcha. Because he made it pass. Gotcha.
And Dom has pitted, right?
Yes.
All right. Yep. So positions 5 on down, including Sean Horrigan, have also pitted.
Perfect.
All right. So just the top 3 that are.
Yep.
Okay.
And as we just saw on that camera angle, the gap between Marshall and Rachel, I think they just went out. Yeah, there's Rachel. So about a quarter of a track length. Looking at their times, Rachel's running a 39.089. Marshall's at a 38.9. So that gap.
Let's follow Rachel.
14 minutes and 39 seconds to go. That's quite a bit of a gap to close up before you pit. Rachel coming up to the back of Katie Wise again. Katie Wise has already pitted. So your top 3 working their way through traffic to try to create a gap for themselves against each other for where they come back out on track after they take a pit.
So mainly for the point standings, we're concerned about the top 3, but at this point, there wouldn't be any change in the points just based upon the positions of Dom and Rachel.
No. The only
So Rachel is ahead technically by two. She would gain 2 points on him.
Correct.
But that wouldn't be enough to take the seconds.
The first spot.
The first spot, yeah.
Yeah. Unless, I mean, are there bonus points? So, general question, are there bonus points for passing people?
Not for passing people. There is one for the fastest lap.
Uh-huh.
So, again, with the points 5 between Rachel and Dom, Dom basically has to get in front of Rachel in order to make this work for a change in position, change in overall rankings. All right.
So that's the basic of what we're watching here. Is Rachel did make the pass on Katie, so she is through, still chasing after Marshall, who we just saw cross the start-finish line. So unable to close any of that gap yet. On board with Katie. Looking at the number 6 machine of Rachel Hart. Katie, I'm still super happy for her getting the A-main and running. She loves racing like this. Shaking her hands. She's probably already getting a little hand fatigue, as all of us do in a 30-minute race.
Now as Jensen comes into the pits.
Jensen's going to make a pit stop. Okay.
So this is our third place position. Scored in 4th technically on the scoreboard, but this is 3rd place due to a scoreboard error. Running to the front to grab a cart.
He pulled into the wrong lane. He was supposed to pull in behind 24 and pick up car 30. So that's going to cost him a little bit of time.
That's why there's a pit timer, though. I mean, there's plenty of time for...
Yeah. But we'll see how that sorts him out. Let me put this timer up here for him. He can leave in 5 seconds. Ready?
Go.
They started
I guess.
the timer too soon.
Okay. Well, he kind of got the penalty by parking in the wrong lane, but...
We'll see where he slots out. There's Marshall crossing the start-finish line. So comes out right behind Marshall, right in front of Rachel in that gap.
But now joining those drivers who have already pitted one time. So what we're left with Marshall and Rachel, correct?
Correct.
Who have not completed their pit stops now. So... This is Jensen's outlap in the number 30. See what he can do time-wise. Drew, follow him in the red there. We always talk about warming up the car and doing a good outlap. So we'll see what he registers as far as time goes. 40.6, not too bad for exiting the pits and not having the full speed on the timing line. So... Good car control there. Let's see what he does on the outdoor S's. He's going to do a little bit of swerving, too.
Yeah, still warming his tires up.
Yep. He's got Tristan McCammon right here.
Drew! Adam would like a word.
Hang on. Okay, we'll just stay on the track, and then we'll keep Adam on the mic. So follow Jensen for us, please.
Yeah, so if you can hear me. So, yeah, Jensen is actually in front of Tristan. They're all on the same lap. So if Tristan passes Jensen, he passes him.
It is for position, yep.
Yes.
As we're trying to see that battle go right now through the carousel, reversing spots, and Tristan going to get sideways as he bumps him, and that's going to cost him a little bit of space.
Yeah, you got to be careful when following someone that close.
And then, we gave Jensen like a 3 to 4 second penalty just for... parking in the back, and we started the timer when he parked in the back.
Gotcha. Perfect. So this is your on-track battle for position right now.
Yeah, we don't have onboards with either one of those guys, so we'll follow on overhead. Just under 10 minutes remaining in the race. Again, I mean, we talked about Jensen. Oh, yeah, he was. No, you can't wave your hands at that, Tristan. You were pushing your nose in there. You can't expect to push your nose in somebody and then move them out of the way. So we talked about Jensen being on track with Marshall. Actually, a lot of these guys he hasn't raced with before because he does arrive and drives, obviously, but not competitive. So definitely holding his own here as he's trying to hold off Jensen or Tristan. Around the outside, going to slide sideways. Track temperature will be changing as the sun has set, cooling off just a little bit. It's a potential that some of the humidity is lightening up as we're now seeing Marshall going for his pit stop. So I believe that will leave Rachel Hart with the last person to complete her pit stop.
And we'll see where she slots in. She's going after time, working this gap. How long does Marshall have till he comes out? Where is he going to come out at? And she's able to do it. Now, the biggest name of the game for her, she is in first place now, but she's got to open up a significant gap for her pit stop in order to keep Marshall behind her when she comes out of the pits.
She still has to complete her pit stop and swap out her number 6 car.
As she comes in the garage doors, Marshall goes out the garage doors.
We'll pick her up on the onboards and see if she's going to do any, maybe hold this till the very end of the race, maybe this car. We'll find out. Pit stops are the complete option to the driver. They can pit at any time. No worries about batteries. If there is a battery issue, it's considered a mechanical because the batteries are hold enough charges. Tristan's now gotten past Jensen, but Jensen's going to take a look on the inside and not have enough room to complete the stop, and Rachel's going to close the gap up to the number 30 machine.
That is textbook of what happens on board with Rachel. We just saw that live of when you're battling with someone, that's how much time you lose. There was a pretty good gap to them. Now Rachel's right on the back of Jensen. Looks on the inside, easily makes this pass.
He's going to give her just a little bit of room like he did earlier.
It was a pretty incredible battle. They were side by side. Jensen and Tristan were side by side going into the carousel on the previous lap. It was a really close overtake.
Yeah, thanks, Drew. I should have brought up your mic a little bit more, but I'm glad you were following it because we were watching some other action here.
I like the trackside mics.
Yeah, me too.
You can only watch so much up here on 10 different camera angles.
Katie Y is saying in the chat, nice track record at 16 seconds. Yeah.
Katie Wise, wait a second, she's on track. Is she texting us on the stream?
I hope so.
No, I think that's probably PJ in the chat on Katie.
If we go here, we'll probably see her phone.
Yeah, wait. Okay, let's pull this up. Katie, now, message us something in the chat, Katie, if you can see this.
If we get her lower third out of the way, we'll be able to see. Maybe just, using a single hand, one on the steering wheel and one on the phone.
I know.
Texting and driving.
I did see her hand come up in a weird way one time, so I wonder if she pulled out her phone and.
Just don't wreck, Katie. Okay.
Katie solid, running 40-second solids in the 7th position, looking good.
We haven't checked up on Dom, who started in the pole position, but now sitting back in 5th. Joseph Valentine. Making the pass on him last lap with 39.3 and 39.2 between the two of them.
Dom's running a pretty good race tonight.
Yeah, we agree with Rhonda. Go Dominic, show him what you got. Still good points standings overall. We're still waiting for Rachel in the number 6 machine to make her pit stop.
Yeah.
Because if there is anything to change up the leaders, that will be the thing to tell us what the final will come out to be.
And she's got wide open track in front of her, which I know for her she likes. She just likes running back-to-back-to-back laps. So she's happy, no traffic in front of her. Go out, try to build that gap up, running a 39.1 right now. I remember seeing 38s with Marshall. Marshall's running currently a 39.3 lap time. But she just needs to open that gap up a little bit, so that when she takes her pit stop, she comes out in front of Marshall.
If she continues that low 39s, then she'll be able to make it up, but we'll see what she is in this time past the timing line. Still 39.33, which is and Sean Horgan entering the pits.
So this is Sean's actual pit stop.
Yeah. Sorry for that error, guys. It was just a trackside problem with the wrong car numbers. Keep an eye out for us, Drew, to see when Rachel's going to pit. She's got 4 minutes remaining on the clock. Definitely running this out as long as possible.
You know what happened when we swiped away? Katie just messaged in the chat, "Hey guys." So we got off of her GoPro, and I'm willing to bet that's when she pulled her phone out.
Let's see if we can load, just out of curiosity, the number 6 car.
Of course you can. They asked me to do this in Pro Endurance, and I was like, I don't want to mess up the stream, so I'm not going to try it. But it is so cool. We have onboard telemetry on these karts. We can see in real time, and that's the fun part about the 12 hours, the 6 hours, and the Pro Endurance. Running as a team, you're telling your team based on not only these 3 things, but about 10 other things on the kart, live telemetry on what the batteries are doing and when to pit. But these are the most important ones: your state of charge, your pack voltage, and your cell temperature.
Here's Rachel coming into the pit.
There she goes, going to ditch that car. Still had plenty of charge left on the car, even after 30 minutes of runtime.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful.
That's what we like to see. And we're definitely going to run the pit stop timer on this one, because this is going to be important. Pulling into lane number 2, and her car adjacent is going to be the number 11.
And I just saw Marshall go out the garage doors, so this is going to be really important. Where does he come back in the garage doors? When does he get back into camera frame here?
Oh, if you're a driver, this is just so painful to sit here and wait.
Yeah. And there's Marshall. So where's Rachel at in this frame?
I don't think she's going to make it. I don't think she's going to make it. There's too much time. She's too far back in the pits.
Yes, she is.
And she can now launch. Yep. It's going to give Marshall a significant lead over the second position, but not overly surprised. That's what we've seen all season from Marshall Miller, who just dominates in adaptability with all these cars, every track condition we throw at him, in every endurance race.
Yeah, she's still got...
Real quick,
Yep.
sorry.
Go ahead.
So, yeah, I think it's going to go Stitch, or Marshall, Rachel, Joseph, Dominic, Tristan McCaman, Jensen. After Katie, I think, is Sean. So Sean should be in 7.
Okay.
So Sean and Katie are for position out there. And there's Rachel, Marshall heading out the doors. So the gap to first to second with 1 minute and 15 seconds left on the clock to go. Not looking good for a pass on first to second, but...
Yeah, there's obviously...
Well played.
A huge gap there. But Joseph Valentine sitting in the number 4.
Yeah.
Remind me, guys, where did he start?
Where did who start?
Joey Valentine.
Joseph Valentine?
Yep. Did he not start in 6th?
I think it was 6.
So, I think he's moved up 2 spots. So
Yeah. I mean, he's running good times.
Let's find him in the number 5 machine, guys.
Trying to find him. I don't know where it is.
Come on, cameraman Drew.
There's Katie. Jensen should be right above Katie, I think.
There we go. He's outside.
Yep,
there we go.
there he is.
Oh, he even waved to us. We got a replacement David Pons right here. Wave to the camera. Yeah, we didn't cover him a lot of the race, but look at that last lap time, 39.2. Obviously moving up a couple spots from his qualifier. And time is going to expire. The leader will receive the white flag. We'll have 1 lap to go. So we're going to look for Marshall Miller, who's going to come into the garage door, the number 2 machine. I think that's kind of funny because everybody ragged on Car 2 for being such a bad car for such a long time, and here he is dominating with a... Oh, sorry. Okay, let's pick up a... Yeah, you're right. Car 2, Car 10.
10, yep, 210. He works his way around for the final lap.
And assuming he holds this position, he will clinch the 4th series of the Endurance Championship at K1 Speed Canton. Marshall Miller, follow him indoors. Championship performances. No, they're going to throw the white flag this time by.
Nope.
Checkered
for him.
Checkered flag.
Yep.
Dominating performance from Marshall Miller. He's going to cross the finish line and take the Endurance Championship First place with a dominating time of 39.1 on that last lap. Rachel Hart soon to follow across the line. There she finishes the number 11 machine, also at 39.2. And Joey Valentine looks like he will unofficially round in the third spot, 39.5 his last lap. Following the rest of the field across the checkered line, we got, we believe unofficially, Dom and then Jensen. Katie and then Sean. I think we're going to sort Sean into that list. So 46 laps on the board for Marshall Miller. Adam, if you could just hand the headset and the microphone over to Marshall, we'd want to give him an interview. Hi, Marshall.
Hello, James.
Congratulations. I know the scoreboard was off because Sean is not supposed to be the one on the top there. So dominating performance tonight all season long. You felt a little nervous at the beginning. How was tonight?
It was good. First kart was a little rough. It bumped and hopped around in 4. Well, the entry into the garage and then through 4. But other than that, the kart was fine. I was worried about Dom, but for some reason he did pit. He just the kart wasn't warmed up for him yet.
Gotcha.
But he should have stayed out longer.
Well, I was wondering about that too with some of the early pit stoppers and not pit stopping when there's traffic, but everybody gets to pick their own strategy, right?
True, yeah. I just feel bad. Kind of wanted to see him on second place, but
yeah.
Nothing you can do about that.
I mean, that's the reason we run the race, and that's the reason that there's only 1 point in between each different position. So
nice.
Even if you drop back a few spots, in the overall picture, it's not overly hurtful for you. So
exactly for the championship standings, but I think Dom still plays third in the standings, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. To our knowledge, on the unofficial results, then Rachel will finish second, and Dom will be third.
All right.
And then Sean, as far as we know, will still clinch the rookie championship. So, is he standing around there?
He's over here by the scoreboard, the records.
Is Sean there? Oh, he is there. Yeah. Can you grab Sean?
Yep.
Unless you want to send anything to your fans.
The massive fans on the chat.
Yeah, massive fans on the chat.
You're kind of quiet for just winning the race.
I knew I was going to win it, so the excitement kind of left my body the start of this year.
Oh.
I wasn't going to let anybody win.
Sean. You want to hand it off to Sean there?
Yep. Oh. Yep. You won the whoopee.
Hopefully he moves less than Marshall was.
Hi there.
Hey, Sean. So unofficially, looks like the scoreboard was messed up for a little while, but as far as we know, you're going to clinch the rookie championship.
Awesome.
Congratulations on that. How was your race?
My race went fantastic. I really loved that first kart. I was just out there turning laps, I saw the timing error pretty early on, so I had no idea where I was position-wise, but
yeah,
it felt really good.
Yeah, sorry about that. It was a mistake in the numbers, so you're good with that. You're fine. Mistake in the numbers, we've just had the wrong car on tracks, but we'll get that sorted out. But as far as the points go, looks like no problem with you finishing in the top spot. So we'll see you over at the podium here in a few minutes. Any other thoughts on your race, running the Endurance Series?
No, just anybody out there that wants to run it, come out and run it. It's a fantastic series.
Good. We appreciate that.
Not a problem.
Who else do you want to pass it off to? Who else is feeling like an interview?
You know what? We'll give you to Tristan. I just got to find him.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
Perfect.
Hey, Tristan.
Does this camera have X-ray vision?
I hope so.
We're out there? What?
There's our AED. We are AED certified here.
Am I supposed to be coming out there?
Yeah,
Yes.
if you'd like to. Hey, Tristan, how are you?
What's up?
We just asked him to pass the mic off to anybody that he would want to interview, so here you are.
That's not a good thing.
How was your race?
I mean, it was tiring.
Your battle there with Giovanni for a little while. Interesting.
Yeah, and Rachel, I actually thought I was going to pass Rachel back once she passed me because she was actually messing up on a couple turns, but she wasn't able to take that gap away from me, but she pitted anyway, so it didn't matter.
Okay. All right. So you completed all the rounds of the Endurance Championships, I believe.
Yes. Yes.
Your overall thoughts on the series in these 6 rounds?
It's fun. It's not what you expect. Like sometimes you think you'd come in doing a lot better than you do, but you get put in your place. But at the end, it's all just fun, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Well, thanks for running it. Anybody else around there that wants to talk to us? I mean,
Joseph,
everybody.
Super popular people.
Yeah, I know, right?
Tristan's over here.
The other Tristan.
Tristan,
we had the foot cam with earlier. No, he's good.
Joseph, you want to talk to James? Yeah, I would love to talk. Oh, you'd love to talk to James?
Uh-oh.
I would love to talk to
Here we go.
Joseph, I called you Joey on the stream. Is that appropriate?
Yeah, you can call me Joey.
Yeah, what is the official nickname?
Reese.
Reese. All right.
Oh, yeah, because you eat the Reese cups before you go
Yep.
race. Okay. How was your race? You moved up a couple spots. Congratulations on that. Looked pretty good from our side.
Yeah, I mean, there was definitely a little bit of pushing and rubbing. Definitely some things I did not appreciate. I mean, I threw it back as well. People pushing. I mean, it's racing, shoving.
Was it as good as the competition you and I had the other night?
I don't know. Nothing gets as good as that, man. That was crazy. That was probably one of the best fighting I've ever had in a long time. But
yeah, that was fun. Battled on track. And I never imagined that I would be racing with you when I walked in the center on Monday, but that was fun for sure.
Absolutely, it was amazing.
So I think you ran. How many rounds did you run? Did you just run the last 2 here?
No, I've been in the last 4 or 5.
Oh, okay.
I think so. This is my third endurance. I've been in all 4 GPs.
Yeah, so GP aside. Okay. Yeah, last month was your first endurance race officially.
Yes.
So everything else was GP and such. So
Yeah.
your thoughts on the endurance series and those who are watching us talk about it?
I mean, man, it's like no other. I mean, it's definitely something different compared to GP because you can throw down a lot faster times. You can. It's a lot more strategized, in my opinion, especially if you got somebody helping you. I think I prefer it preferably over GP. I think it's a lot more fun.
Yeah.
I mean, your tires get more hot. I mean, the track, it's a little bit different. I personally love the endurance. 30 minutes, man. That hour was brutal. I cannot lie. I don't want to do that again.
the pro endurance, 1 driver, 1 hour is a very long race.
Yeah, I wish me and Macaulay would have teamed up together.
Yeah.
Next season.
Yeah.
But you made it back, so.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on that strong finish and dominating performance. Good lap times tonight. Unless you have any final thoughts, I think Jason and I will kind of wrap it up from here unless anybody else is down there.
I don't think so.
Nobody else wants to talk
Everybody
about
cleared out.
I think everybody just cleared out. It was a little fluster of a race today, I cannot lie. Everybody was pretty mad afterwards.
Were they?
Aw.
Well,
I could say in that as well, but I mean, it's racing. It's how it goes.
That's racing.
If there was nothing at stake, that nobody would be upset about anything.
Exactly.
So. All right, thanks for talking to us.
Thank you,
Have a
guys.
good night. So thanks to you guys for following. We have GP coming up in a couple weeks. Remember, GP is going to be running the second Sunday of the month next month. So Labor Day being part of that. Jason says, go sign up for the 6 hours.
Sign up for the 6 hours. And
competitionkarting.net.
Yeah, Motorfest, 6 hours. I want to see the signups because this all builds into it. These endurance series just keep growing, and I love that. So we'll be back with Pro Endurance and the Endurance series for next season. So I can't wait. But until then, we'll see you guys at the 6 hours.
Have a good night, guys.